obviously initiation-wise, you have the Dream Roam from the Datu as well, be able to have some fantastic engage potential, but you feel like the Lubu was not just a synergy call here for the side of with the Dolia, right? The fact that the true damage is really going to wipe out Monkey, because I've played this before many times in rank. You think, okay, Lubu, that's fine, I can Dream Roam out of there, but he can just jump right on top of you and he rinses that shield that Monkey is known for.
Be a potential problem, but a great pick here. I mean, it was one of the later picks for them, and understanding their assignments. This is why Sion could be that, that edge, and having that draft edge is going to be key going into this game, because it's like all of the strengths that you're talking about from the CU side, and you rightly pointed out all of them, is that, I mean, the Menki, he wants to be tanky, but if he's getting burst through and you don't really have those shields, you're going to have a tough time here.
Massive tough time, because I mean that's the whole point of the Monkey, right? Is just constantly getting that bubble up, getting that shield, your passive stacked up there. So not only do you kind of tank a little bit more, you also do a little bit more damage as well. But like I was saying, with Sirium on this Lubu, that true damage is definitely going to be a hard task for them to face here. But the one thing that It's Me does have going up against Sirium here into the top side of the map is the fact they do have a bit of range, right? So up until that level 4, you can kind of get away with escaping here, but now we are seeing Gizzy, both all rotated top side of the map.
Yeah, doing a lot. Both flashes were used here, but the rest of AG Global were on their tails. They were going to do some serious damage in that top lane. So again, it looks like Feya is going to be recalling, just kind of slowing it down. You're trying to be aggressive. You want to get It's Me that space. This Chicha could be a problem from the clash later, and you kind of want to just help accelerate that farm against Sirium. That was the thought process. But again, AG Global were like, okay, let's rotate ourselves and push out this lane.
Exactly, I mean, the Parasolar down to the bottom side of the map here, fire against Turtle, he's not going to have the hardest time, right? Obviously, just having that 1v1 potential there, just as long as you can kind of mitigate those flaming palms with the Maple Dance, that's going to be the key here, because obviously you don't want to take too many of those here, but obviously Feya coming from behind here, trying to get a bit of a gank.
Oh, but Fire just dancing around, understanding, hey, I'm actually fine. I have that mobility to stay alive. It was looking rough. Jiajia was not really in position to help support, but the way that Fire was able to just maneuver around, and it was like Feng Shui with just everybody.
Yeah, very well synergized there. Obviously, just kind of playing one step ahead of your opponent, right? Knowing that you're kind of being aggressive there, but knowing that the enemy team support is going to be nearby, right? This is one of the mistakes that a lot of people make just generally with Honor of Kings. They feel like they get a free golden ticket into the bot side of the map and no one's going to contest them, and then all out of nowhere, you got the mid, the support right on top of you, and you die first blood. But that wasn't the case here for AG Global. They're playing with a steady head on their shoulders.
Yeah. I mean, that could be definitely a problem, right? The potential, because you want to limit that farm laner. Fire and Turtle are going to be targeted, right? If you take those guys away who are going to eventually carry you to that victory, potentially, you want to limit them, right? So you want to take that out. That bottom lane is definitely going to be key for them, but at the same time, now it's going to set things up for the 4-minute timer. This is another key factor of just being able to put that pressure in the bottom lane. Maybe you get a kill, open up a little space with a numbers advantage, and take that Tyrant early.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the Tyrant early is something that obviously AG Global was able to do in game number 1, right? So definitely going to look to make sure that they get that progression, get that marker going for them. And to be honest, if you are code unknown Zara, that's something you don't want to allow happen, because currently right now you see AG with some multiple gold lead compared to that game number 1, and Zara doesn't have that double kill going for them in the favor before that 4-minute mark. So the pressure down to the bot side of the map that existed in game number 1 doesn't exist right now, Holler.
This is kind of the problem after losing that first game, right? You think that, you had a fighting chance, but now you've lost. You tasted defeat, and it's very bitter. Nobody likes that. But at the same time, now you're playing a little bit scared. You're trying to play a little bit more stock standard, stay in your lane, just kind of help support, very reactive Honor Kings. And if you're looking at what AG Global are doing, they're happily taking all of that space that's given to them. They've created a sizable lead already, and it's not even 5 minutes in. And now it's so tough for CU to kind of come back, because you have to force the issue in some way. But a nice little dream roll onto Owell. They're not able to get her yet again, and she slides on out.
Such a slippery hero, Parasola is. I love seeing players that can really know how to pilot this hero play. It's just a different kind of masterclass. But like you're saying, the board being committed here as well is really going to be pretty impressive here. It's trying to get a T1 takedown. And Vaya has to get out. But can they get a bit of a kill here? The problem is the triple ball into the backline.
Oh, Kitty tried to hound it forward, not enough, and Vaya just barely staying alive. Here's the infinite fastness, has to go back to the mid lane, but it looks like they've got a better target. Mayumi just trying to run away.
Oh my
He's
goodness.
got enough shields, but it looks like Kitty's gonna go down. Turtle with first blood yet again, and looking to just go for more. No, AG Global are gonna run off now.
Yeah, that wasn't the first blood I was predicting there. I mean, you saw so many low health bars. Who, to be exact, was Vaya, and then Miyumi into the mid lane escape. And the one point I wanted to make as well is the fact before all that even took place, Miyumi's blue buff, the Azure Golem, got taken away there on the side of AG Global. So when you're playing a monkey without a blue buff, it just makes it a little bit harder to maintain that shield and keep spamming that burst skill. But now they're able to try and get that back here, but there's Triple Mortal in the backline.
Full portals on the backline. Serial finding it. Turtle not able to take off. And it looks like they're going to get even more as 3 members go down from Zara. AG Global, perfect engage. That's exactly how you want to win those team fights. Give your team a sizable lead in the early game.
Without the Dolia, that wouldn't have been a situation that Zara was like, oh, okay, like, we've seen the Triple Mortal enter the bottom side of the map, we've got a bit of time, make a bit of a leeway, but now, instead of leeway, he's got that Dream Arm out of there. The Tri-Light is not going to be able to take down Monkey once again. Miyumi is getting that out with just a little bit of a health bar, but also losing, once again, that Azure Golem. It was all thanks to that pressure that AG Fire created when that whole transaction was happening into that top to the mid side of the map, is that Fire was still testing and putting pressure onto the Azure Golem, basically saying, hey, look, I'm going to take this if you don't come in, kind of like, if you don't contest me, this is mine. And fortunately, it was enough for him on the side of AG Global to maintain the steal of that Azure Golem.
Taking that away was going to be great for them, but Miyumi surviving just barely a sliver of life twice, right? She is definitely playing with fire. Fire's on the other side. But it's a moment where you're kind of, you got to be super careful because those moments are going to be even far and fewer between. The Hound on 4, they find it's me. They get the perfect pick. Kitty with a nice ambush there.
If it wasn't almost 6 a.m. in the morning here in the UK, I definitely would have made a howl noise there from the side of Kitty just diving onto the back line. A is the next victim, and then the T3 get takedown. Bot side of the map here.
Oh, the Dream Roam. They're not going to let her go this time, and they get yet another Kitty with the double, and they're just looking to end this game, and it's just quickly as this game started, sub 8 minutes, they will take game number 2 in a hurry.
I don't think there's even a team here within Season 4 Invitational that can say they've had many 8-minute games, and AG Global come through and it's like, alright, bet, let's make an easy 8-minute game here for us. But we revisit that draft of game number 2, right? So game number 1 draft looks solid. Game number 2 draft, it's hard to fight against, especially with what you've got on the side of Code Unknown Zara there. But I have to give effort, props where props due, right? Zara really did try there. They were able to get first blood once again, but it just really starts to translate here and kind of hits back home for those the players that you see in your ranked games that seem to think that, oh, if first blood happens, it's not the winner or at least a statement piece for the game to be in your favor unless you have that gold lead and other resource leads going for you.
Yeah, just completely with that lead. That's like the biggest piece, right? It seems like, CU Zara really didn't have any answers for this Titan, this steamrolling death ball that was the AG Global lineup, and they were able to just control that out. But again, congratulations, they made a quick series of this one. It's 2-0, they will move on, and it looks like, we have some other teams. There's only 2 other teams that are still standing, but AG Global look to be very, very formidable in terms of their opponent.
Oh, absolutely. Very formidable. I mean, I don't want to put